So based on this diagram, here is a structured question. Okay, means this is a question which is diagram based. So students, over here I have provided you with a diagram of a flower. So the first question over here is label parts 1 to 7. Now, as it can be seen in the diagram itself, that part 1 is the petal, part 2 is the anther, part 3 is the filament, part 4 is the stigma, part 5 is the style, part 6 is the ovary, and part 7 is the sepal. So these are the labeling which is based on this diagram. Next is, what is the collective term for part 2 and 3? Now over here, 2 is anther and 3 is filament. So based on this two part together is known as the stamen. Now stamen is the male part of a flower. Next question is, state the function of part 1 and 4. Now part 1 is the petal. Now petal is the brightly looking attractive part of a flower that helps in attracting the insect for pollination. Okay. Now, so this is the prime function of part 1, and apart from this, during the bud stage, along with sepal, petal also protect the internal part, that is gynoecium, androecium, or we may say pistil and stamen at the bud stage, which is the main part of a flower. Next is, what is the fate of part 6 after fertilization? Now 6 is the ovary student. Now after fertilization, this ovary will turn into the fruit. So the fate of part 6 after fertilization is, it will turn into fruit. And the last question is, define fertilization. Now fertilization means what? It is the fusion of male and female gamete to produce a zygote. Now this male gamete will be produced by anther, that will produce the pollen grain containing the male gamete. Now when it will land on the stigma, it will come down to the ovary, and inside the ovary there is a ovule, which again consists of the female gamete. Now when these two will fuse, it will form the zygote, which will be found within the seed. So this are the 5 questions which are based on this diagram. This type of questions are very important for your exams also, so go through it. Next is, based on this diagram of female reproductive system of human, we will be doing this diagram based question. First is, we need to label, the first question is, label parts 1 to 5. Now students, over here 1 is known as the oviducal funnel. Number 2 is the ovary. Number 3 is the uterus. Number 4 is the cervix, and number 5 is the vagina. Now the next question is, state the function of part 1. Now generally part 1, what it does is, it picks up the egg from the ovary after the process of ovulation. Means after the egg is released at about the 14th day of the menstrual cycle, the oviducal funnel picks up this egg. Okay. Next is, name a hormone produced by part 2. Now part 2 is the ovary and produces the female hormone, that is estrogen. And what is the function of estrogen? Along with progesterone, generally it prepares the uterus for reception of the baby. Now, what is the fate of part 5 after fertilization? like if fertilization occurs, suppose if the fertilization occurs, that is zygote formation has already taken place, then the uterus will become more vascularized, more thickened, and more nourishment will be reaching to the fetus. Okay, that means wall of this uterus will become more thick. But if fertilization does not occur, then due to lack of this hormone, estrogen and progesterone, the wall of the uterus will break and it will be shaded and it will be discharged as the menstrual flow. That means menstrual flow also indicates that no fertilization has occurred. Okay, so these are the structured questions which you need to learn. Yes, thank you students. Go through the video lesson and have a nice day. Thank you.